Good evening and welcome to the Next Gen Season 16. Group A1 Tourers, we are here for round number 3 at Imola, and everyone's in the BMW M1 Procars. It's an interesting situation tonight, whereby the top 4 in the championship do not qualify. They will be back in reverse order. Let's have a look at those standings before we get into the main action. So you watch Tim in the moment. Leading the way is Jack TM53 Synopsis on 39 points. RDF1 Adam Morris on 35 with Cam123 Diz on 30. Joint with D Whitehouse 7. Webby Johnny is 5th on 26 with Scooby G on 23. Gerino has 20, joint with Tyler House. Nightblade has 16 with 4Fish on 13. Shadowstalker has 12 with the Les on 11. Line Agreesby 10, Tim 10, Hurlo 85 is on 3 with Bomb Mark 1 rounding out on just 2 points. If you are watching tonight, do put some comments in. It's always good to see what you think, but let's have a look at our drivers for the night. So we have Lion of Greensby, Tyler House 97, RDF1 Adam Morris, NGR Tim 78, Gerino 26, D Whitehouse 7, The Les, 4Fish, Webby's Johnny, Bob Mark 1, Bruce Lee Harding making his debut in the Group A1s, making a good choice in the M1 Procars to make your debut. Great little circuit as well, isn't it? He's going to be one of those dark horses to watch. Shadowstalker DBS is racing as well. Bit of ghosting there for some particular reason. There we go. It's all sorted itself out. No, it's not. Very, very weird. NCR Scooby G, the Dizzler, and the host of the room, and my co-host, Jack TM53 Synopsis in the number 3 machine. Now, Jack will be starting at the back, Adam Morris second to last, and D Whitehouse will be third to last because Cam123 Diz unfortunately not able to make tonight. He is probably back at university, meaning his race time will be limited as Jack gets it very, very sideways. And we have a Tamburello. And Tim has disconnected. He's still got 6 minutes left to get back in the room. Why don't I pick on the newbie Bruce? There we go. So here comes a lap of Imola then, with Bruce Lee Harding. So we start off the lap through this very flat left-hand, and it flicks left again as you head into the Tamburello, a left, right, left. Long chicane, you hit the brakes, turn it in, don't hit the curb too hard, it will unsettle the car. Flick right, it should be flat left on the exit, a bit of a confidence lift there to make sure the car stays in shape. Head down towards Villeneuve, a fast left-hander, you hit the brakes before it to get it turned in, and then brake again in a straight line for the right-hander in second. Up towards Tosa, hairpin left, so second gear, possibly first in these cars. Then bring the throttle in, bring it out towards the curb. And then you've got two choices, you can bring it out towards the left, or as Bruce has done, it's kept it more middle-ish, and as you go right up towards Piratella. Hit the brakes of Piratella, very hard to spot the apex. Keep it nice and tucked in. Lovely job there. Keeping it within the limits. Into Acqua Minerale. Gonna flick right, hit the brakes again. 9 right. And flick left out. Up over the hill we go before we head towards Variante Alta. The tightest corner in the track. It's a really tight right-left chicane. Just running a bit wide there, Bruce. He might get done for that. Yep, and he has. Very, very strict ruling on that side edge. It can produce a few interesting things. You head down the hill then towards Ravazza. Left-hander in. 90 left out. I believe I can hear Jack in the background. I don't know if he's going to talk or not.
Yeah, I'm here. Go on.
There he is. And across the line then from Bruce. Oh, obviously that lap won't be a good one because of his penalty coming out of the Variante outer. But he is currently in pole position from 150.3. Jack, you're here because you're starting last.
Yeah, I am indeed, thanks to the top 4, although including 3 tonight reverse grid.
It should be an interesting race. I mean, I think Bruce could be the dark horse of the field. Obviously, his first time in the Group A1s, but it's a track we both know he's quick at.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, at the moment, looking at it from our perspective, Bruce potentially going on, well, as it currently stands with 3 minute 13 to go, he's looking like probably the first person since, I believe, we have to go right the way back to Cam 123 Diz to be the first driver to put the car on pole position in their debut, and that's going back to season 5, so it's been a long time. If he would end up winning the race, he wouldn't be the first, he'd actually be, quite astonishingly, the 5th, or rather the 6th now. So we'll see how it goes. But
wasn't the last one? The last one was Sir Racelot, if I remember correctly.
Sir Racelot of Bruno, yeah, it was.
And again, he's been done with penalties. This track very harsh on penalties. Doesn't take a lot to trigger them.
It is very harsh, but around here it's a necessary evil, I think. So there are plenty of opportunities for miscreants to get away with a few things.
Tyler House 97 up in third ever race in Group A1s, and he's producing a nice lap time there of 152.005. Now, it looks bad because he's 1.6 off the pace, but in reality, that's quite good.
Decent lap time by the look of it, from my perspective anyway. Tim, I'm just looking to see he has completely disappeared, so...
He disconnected earlier in the session.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah. I think that's game over for him in terms of the Group A1 tonight, which is a shame.
And Scooby G puts it on pole position. The 149.005. And then you decide
the end of his
session. So can Bruce? He's not going to get, well, I say he's not going to get the lap. I don't think he will, but...
Lion agrees to be up to third.
Made that fourth because Jorginho into third now with a 150.7. And I think that's a bit of a cut that from Jorginho. Yeah, Lionel Greasby, as some viewers may remember, if you can remember back to season 15, the man who claimed his first pole position around here in this car, and also pulled off what was quite possibly one of the moves of the season, twice in the same race on the same person. On this man, the Les, who was the unfortunate victim of that night.
It was, and been a trying season for Les so far, to be honest. Hasn't quite hooked it up the way that we expected him to in pre-season. We are only, at round 3, and it's still a ways to go. So we'll wait to see.
I hate to interrupt you, but Bruce is 1.2 up on his time at the moment after the second sector. And I fear he's going to get another lap as well.
He will get another lap.
So has Scooby G getting Tamburello wrong at the end, or not bothering with another lap, possibly cost him that pole position? As here comes Bruce across the line. It has cost him the pole position. A 148.990, the first man into the 48s this evening. I don't know what the with from last year, but I think as he loses it out to Tamburello, so that'll be a session him. I'd imagine that's probably not far off the session bests.
Seems in the ballpark, definitely. Johnny coming across the line, doesn't go any quicker. Only drivers on a lap now are the Les...
and the Dizzler. There's the Dizzler, and
Shadow Stalker. Drops just across the line.
The Dizzler.
Someone's just moved right up the order.
What's the finish line there?
It's further down the grid, and Dizzler's gone to third.
Yeah, yeah. I thought weird takes the stuff, but he works for him. But it is Bruce Lee Harding who takes pole position on his debut.
Not yet. Not yet. Les is setting some good sectors so far.
No.
He is. He was.
No, he was, and he's absolutely bottled it coming into Ravazza.
Wow,
I've actually got a feeling the Les wasn't actually on a lap. I think that was a warm-up lap. But it is Bruce Lee Harding who takes pole position on debut, which is a phenomenal feat against the grid that we have tonight. It's a very strong grid.
Great achievements. Hopefully everyone enjoys the race. See you later.
Yeah. Scooby G takes second. The second row is headed up by the Dizzler and Jorino 26. Fifth is Liner Griesby. Sixth is Wavy to Johnny. Tyler House 97 is in seventh. The Les currently in eighth. Four Fish is in ninth. Bob Mark 1 is 10th. Shadowstalker DBS is 11th. D1 7 12th. Adam Morris 13th. And Jack at the back of the pack. They're in 14th place. So we're just waiting. Oh, here we go then. So we're sinking. And for the third time this season, we have the 3 red lights. We are green at Imola. Who's got the best getaway then? Will Bruce Lee Harding complete a good qualifying by getting a good start? Scooby G's got around the outside of him so far, coming up towards Tamburello for the first time of 12. And Scooby G does take the lead going into Tamburello. Bruce will hold station into second there, followed by Jorino, Johnny, D1 have we got away cleanly? Bob Mark 1, there's the Les, Four Fish, Jack. No, we haven't. The Dizzler's gone round. And Tyler House has also gone down the order very quickly. So maybe a bit of a tangle there. I did hear silence of engines, but that's interesting between Jack and Four Fish going through Villeneuve. Jack now down the inside of the Les. Oh no, that's Shadowstalker, sorry. And Bruce already with a penalty. So now Jack looking at the back of the Les as they head through the Piratella. But at the front, it's Scooby G and Bruce have just pulled a gap at the moment. Around 2 seconds. Bruce has a 2-second time penalty, and I wouldn't be surprised if you could test that. As they head down to Ravazza for the first time. See, Bruce is just on it, and Jorino's made a mistake. He's going to have Johnny behind him now. Pugs 3, 4, 7, 8. Sadly can't be racing with us guys tonight. It's Scrabble Karen. They go through the start-finish line. Line astern then as he heads towards Tamburello for the second time tonight. And that's not what Johnny needs. He's put the wheel on the grass. He's gone absolutely straight on it, Tamburello. And a massive loss. Oh, he's lost the back end coming across the circuit. Has he collected anyone? Doesn't look like he has. Massive moment then from Johnny trying to return the car to track. Luckily not collecting anyone. Oh, that's a spin behind though. That was Bob with Tyler House. It's like Tyler House trying to go down the inside of Villeneuve. Maybe the space wasn't there. Jack gradually moving up the standings, as is Adam Morris in the moment. He's up into 5th. Bruce is now 1.1 down. So he's lost a bit of time somewhere. Oh, well, that's an interesting line that from Jorginho. That will definitely be punishable by time penalty. Meanwhile, Timo Hassan getting overtaken by Adam Morris into Variante Alta. Adam Morris up into 4th, and he's got Line Griesby next up. Into Ravazza. Adam has a quick look, but nothing doing there. So Adam Morris looking for a move on Line Griesby. Line Griesby almost letting him through, giving him the gap on the inside, coming up towards Tamburello. Although he's trying to do the same, and it's just not worked out. He's run a bit deep. I think Adam ran a bit deep as well. And instead, oh, a bit of contact behind. Jack gets past the layers in the background. Adam up into the podium positions, but he is a solid 6 seconds behind Bruce Lee Harding right now. Who, unfortunately, Scooby G has gapped a little bit at the moment. There's Jorginho with Jack alongside, coming up towards Piratella. Second winner rally, Jack gets the move done. And he's on his way in 5th place. Next on Line of Griesby. I'm going to look at the timings. Got a bit of a battle in the back as Jack goes down the inside of Line of Griesby at Variante Alta. That is a cracking move from the championship leader. I don't know if he's just apologising because he's almost just sent it down the inside, but no contact, perfectly legal. Meanwhile, this is going on. We got Bob Mark 1 at the back with Shadow Stalker DBS having a little bit of an interim battle. The Dizzler is having a battle with Tyler House. Tyler House goes around the outside of the fast right-hander going into Ravazza. Gets the move done. Just up ahead though is web user Johnny. Meanwhile, Fourfish. Not Fourfish, sorry. This is the Les and Jorginho. The Les looking to go around the outside. Nothing doing there though. D. Whitehouse has got overtaken now by Jack. 1053 synopsis. And Bruce has closed in here on Scooby G. Still has his 1 second. Jorginho's got a 1 second penalty there. Bruce has 2. And Bruce now only 0.6 behind. Umar, D. Whitehouse in Line of Griesby, close on track, followed by the Les. There's Jorginho, and there's Fourfish. The line astern, Tyler House has gone a bit wide going through Accu Minerale. Is he going to allow the Dizzler a run, possibly a Variante Alta? Possibly just too tight though for the Dizzler to have a look. Shadow Stalker still in control of that battle at the back. Oh, DUI House 7. We've just seen him make a bit of a mistake. Here comes Line of Griesby. Pass him on the straight. He's going to try and chip in behind. Get the slipstream. Here comes the Les. He goes now to the inside for the left hand as we go on to lap number 5. In theory, this should be job done by the Les, but as we've seen before by Line of Griesby. Oh, bit of a tap there. That Les getting away with it. It just looks like he's obviously come in, cut off the line to D Whitehouse there. D Whitehouse wasn't expecting the brakes, unfortunately. The gap between Scooby G and Bruce now back up to 1.6. I suspect a slowdown has occurred there. But D Whitehouse 7 is really struggling right now with the back end of the car on corner exit. 9 times out of 10 caused by too much throttle, being a rear-wheel drive car. Torino, though, full fish down the inside of Piratella. Again, he's a bit sideways. Here comes Torino, almost collection point. And full fish retains that place again, back up to 8th then. Up over the crest towards Variante Alta. Meanwhile, Johnny has Tyler House 97 for company. And the gap at the front now back down to 0.6 of a second. And Tyler House very late on the brakes. Almost hitting the back of Johnny, but luckily not. See the lights go up. So we head down towards Ravazza for the 5th time of 12. Again, a bit too much power. The back end's kicked out. Tyler House loses the time, and he's got the Dizzler right behind him. Jack has made the move for 3rd place, though. So we continue to watch this battle for 10th, 11th, and 12th. The battle for the top 10. And the boys at 3rd and 4th are catching the guys in the lead. As Dizzler goes a little bit wide. Good evening, Dale. How are you, mate? Oh, that is the Dizzler into the wall. Again, a bit too much power. The back end's kicked. And it's sent him straight into the wall. Liner Greasby having a good battle here with the Les. Into Piratella and the Les. Still looking down the inside. Can't quite do it. Backs out of it. Looks maybe for a move towards Aqua Minerale. If he can get a good run out of Piratella. Nothing doing through Aqua Minerale. The race continues on. And Bruce is 0.2 of a second behind. Scooby G's run wide through Ravazza. Here comes Bruce Lee Harding down the inside into 1st place. That is an absolute gift for the debutante. Scooby G now working it hard, trying to get back past to retake that lead. Bruce crosses the line in the lead. He leads the lap. Into Tamburello. Tamburello, should I say. Flicking right, flicking left. Now Bruce Lee Harding needs to get away. If he can build more than a 2-second gap, he could take the win here. Adam Morris back in front of Jack. Jack's made a mistake somewhere. He's now 3 seconds behind. But Bruce Lee Harding now leads this race, but only on the track. We know Bruce is consistent. And what a fight we're going to have now. There's that little bit more confidence through Piratella. And he's got a 0.7 of a second gap now. The Les still right behind Liner Greasby. There's 4 fish. There's DYO 7. Shining Stalker and Bomb Mark 1. Still quite close contention there. The Les has got past Liner Greasby because Liner Greasby spun at Aqua Minerale. And Liner Greasby down to 8th place then, gifting a few places to other people. And Bruce now has a 1.1 second gap at the front. All of a sudden, Scooby G's under this pressure. Yeah, Scooby G losing a second that time around. Looks like he just lost the rhythm, lost the boil, has Scooby G. There's Lightning Greensby trying to get onto the back of D Whitehouse 7. He's run a bit wide though through Tamburello. Jack's had a slowdown coming out of Villeneuve. I think we're going to watch this battle for a few minutes. Because Bob Mark 1 is doing a superb job keeping up with Challenge Talker, who's doing a superb job keeping Bob behind him. They cross the line. These two, I mean, it doesn't look like they're locked in a battle in some people's layman's terms, but they really are having a bit of a psychic battle. But Scooby G now past Bruce Lee Harding. Out of Variante Outer. I can only assume Bruce having a slowdown penalty in that respect. So Scooby G retakes the lead. And here comes Bruce. With that slipstream, if you can put enough pressure here on Scooby G to make that mistake, anything's possible in this series. There's Lightning Greensby with Giorino on his tail coming on to the main straight. Line agrees, B. Having to fend off Giorino here through Villeneuve. Got a toast out towards Piratella. Line agrees, you're running a bit wide. That's going to be a slowdown. Fish at the moment up into 6th place. Having to fend off D Whitehouse 7 here for that 6th. Here on lap number 9. And that could well be a slowdown now for Fish. He's 4 wheels off the circuit. Lightning Greensby may have just taken this penalty because whether it's the same as Giorino's, it is. So that's still a battle for position right now. Meanwhile, Bruce is on the tail of Scooby G coming out of Tamburello. Down towards Villeneuve. Bruce looks to the inside. Can't quite do it through Villeneuve. Should have a better exit though towards Tosa. Better line, he's got much better drive. The second phase by Scooby G is good. Up the hill towards Piratella. We know Bruce has been strong through this corner all night long. And yet again, Scooby G goes wide. He's trying to come back on a lot quicker than he probably should have done. Down into Aki Minerale, and guess who's behind him? It's none other than Adam Morris. He's now 1.1 off the lead. These two are fighting. They're costing each other time. Lightning Greensby has got past Fish. Meanwhile, Bruce now leans on track, and he needs Adam Morris to start fighting here with Scooby G. wonder if Bruce does win this. I wonder who the last person was to take pole and the win on their debut. It's largely considered the full house here at NXTGEN. Pole position, points, and the win. Which is tonight being Turbo Monday, meaning everything for the Monday Night Tours is at the same venue. They also get a point for fastest lap as well, but Bruce Lee Harding has got 0.4 of a second to his rival of Scooby G. Jack there in the background in 4th. Nine Grimsby still there. Reno and Tyner House is having a battle. Tyner House dropped a place to line. Obviously, Line Grimsby going up. Tyler House a bit of a bump going in. Luckily, Dorino saves it, but almost a bit of a push to pass there from Tyler House. He's bumped Dorino going in. Yep, that Dorino retakes the place. Bruce, however, now nearly a second up. He's got one more lap after this. Adam Morris looks like he's on the attack. Bruce, 1 second now. I'm assuming he's not got any further time penalties. He does. He's got a 3-second gap to build now. Adam Morris all over the back of Scooby G. Bruce needs to push like hell. That's an excellent drive from Scooby G off the second part of Ravazza. In Tamarello, 1.3 the gap now. Down to 1. 2 seconds is what Bruce needs to pull out for the rest of the lap. He is hoping to high hell Adam starts interfering here with Scooby G. Whereas Adam with the championship won't waste away this 3rd place. I don't think Bruce is going to do this. It's a case now, can he even keep his podium? Because Jack is right there. It's taken away from him via penalties. A good line from Bruce. Through Aki Minerale. I know there's other battles on the go. And Bruce runs way through Variante Alta. That's allowed Jack within range. Less than 3 seconds is Jack. Bruce Lee Harding goes on the exit of Ravazza. Jack spun it. Jack spun it to the inside. Bruce will cross the line in the lead, but he will not finish in the lead. Bruce will finish in 3rd, but he crosses the line in 1st. Superb racing by him. Scooby G will win, followed by Adam Morris, because of the penalties from Bruce Lee Harding, who finishes in 3rd. Jack will be in 4th place. The Les, a quiet 5th in the end, but it is a solid result, and a result he needs for his season. D. Whitehouse with a very bent up M1 Procar comes home in 6th. Full Fish is in 7th. Lion Grigsby will finish in 8th. A great little drive by him. Shame about the mistakes through Aki Minerale. Webby's Johnny comes home in 9th. Dorino will fight off Tyler House for 10th, although penalties do for Dorino as Tyler finishes 10th. Dorino in 11th. The Dizzler will come home for 12th. Good little points for him. And here we go. Shadow Stalker has put 10 seconds clear of Bob Mark 1. Courtesy of some sort of mistake from Bob, I would assume. So Shadow Stalker comes home in 13th. A great drive by him. He fends off Bomb Mark 1, who gets more points on the board, which is always crucial in this season. So he now crosses the line. So, what does that mean for the race? Scooby G takes the victory from Anna Morris. Bruce Lee Harding comes in with third, ending up with 4 seconds worth of penalties instead. Jack comes home in 4th, followed by the Les. DY7 in 6th. Fullfish 7th, Liner Greasby comes in 8th, Johnny 9th, Tyler House 10th, Jorino 11th, The Dizzler in 12th, Shadowstalker 13th, Bomb Mark 1 finishing 14th and last. So, that's your provisional results for this race. Next up will be round number 4, where we head to the classic that is Bathurst, and in the Ford Sierra Cosworths, the absolute classic for the season. That's going to be an absolute belter. I suspect that will be a day-night race as well. Next up tonight, there will be the Tool Maniac Modern Touring Car Championship live from Imola. Stay tuned for that one. That'll be live in about 10 minutes' time. But for myself and the Group A1s, thank you for joining tonight. Enjoy the rest of your evening.